You ever meet a guy who barely says anything, but somehow every girl in the room remembers his name? Meanwhile, you're out here doing everything right, texting back fast, complimenting her, showing up early, and somehow you're the guy she forgets by Tuesday. It's not fair, but it's not random either. There are certain silent habits, things you don't even say out loud, that make a woman lock in on you and actually remember you after the conversation ends. No gimmicks, no fake confidence, just real behavior patterns most guys never learn. So today I'm breaking down 8 silent signals that make you unforgettable. Let's get into it. Number 1. You finish your sentences. Sounds small, but watch guys in the wild. They start a thought, then trail off, then restart it 3 different ways because they're scared it wasn't interesting enough. A woman clocks that instantly. It reads as self-doubt. When you say something and just let it land, even if it's simple, it hits different. Example, instead of, I don't know, I just thought maybe we could grab food sometime. If you're free, no pressure, or whatever, just say, let's grab food Thursday. Same idea, completely different energy. Number 2, you don't explain your absence. This one's underrated. If you were busy, if you didn't text back for a day, if you skipped an event, you don't owe a paragraph justifying it. Guys think silence needs to be filled with an apology tour. It doesn't. A grounded man says, been heads down this week, and moves on. Over-explaining your time makes it look like you think she's keeping score. She's not, unless you make her start. Number 3, you let her walk away first. This is huge, and almost nobody does it. At a party, at the end of a date, in a conversation that's going well, most guys cling to the last second, dragging the goodbye out, because they're scared it won't happen again. A man who's actually secure ends things while the energy is still good. He says, this was fun, I'll catch you later, and just leaves. That single move does more for how she remembers you than an hour of extra conversation ever could. Number 4, you react slow to good news and bad news alike. This is the emotional control piece. She tells you something exciting, you don't blow up with excitement like a golden retriever. She tells you something stressful, you don't spiral with her, you just stay level. That steadiness is rare, and rare things get remembered. Women don't attach to the guy who matches every emotional spike. They attach to the guy who's the same temperature no matter what's happening around him. Number 5, you have an opinion and you don't soften it into oblivion. Most guys agree with everything just to keep the peace. She says she hated a movie you loved, and you go, yeah, honestly, it wasn't that great. Bro, just disagree. Nah, that movie's a classic. You're wrong on this one. Said with a smile, not an attitude. Having a spine is memorable. Being agreeable is forgettable. Nobody replays a conversation in their head where the guy just nodded along the whole time. Number 6, you touch base instead of texting nonstop. One good message that shows you actually listened beats 10 hey texts that show you were just bored. Example, instead of texting hey 3 separate times over a day, send one message like, how'd that presentation go? The one you were stressing about. That tells her you were paying attention, not just pinging her for a reaction. Number 7, you're comfortable being the one who's slightly less available. Not playing games, not disappearing on purpose, just genuinely having a life that doesn't rearrange itself around her replies. When your schedule, your goals, your gym time, your friendships stay intact regardless of what she's doing, it sends a quiet message. This guy isn't waiting around. And nothing makes a woman lean in faster than sensing you're not. You remember the small stuff without making a big deal out of it. Not flowers, not grand gestures, just details. She mentioned her sister's flight was delayed last week, and 2 weeks later, you casually ask if her sister made it home okay. That's it. No spotlight. No look how thoughtful I am. Just quiet attention. Women don't forget the men who actually listened when nobody was watching for credit. Look, none of these habits are complicated. None of them require money, height, or some secret personality transplant. They're just about controlling your own energy instead of performing for someone else's approval. If you've caught yourself doing the opposite of any of these, drop a comment. We've all been there. And if you want to know exactly how to open the conversation that gets you to this point in the first place, the next video breaks down how to approach without freezing up. You're going to want that one. Peace.